Good morning and many blessings to you this Sunday morning. This is your girl Janine with Symphony Reads at www.symphonyreads.com. I will not be before you long. I just wanted to take the time to make sure that we connect. I haven't done a video in a while, but it's still pertinent that we connect with one another, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're out shopping, out with the girls, out with the family, whatever the situation is, we still need to connect as a people and uplift one another, encourage one another, and let people know that today is a good day on purpose. And you just don't know how that encouragement can affect somebody else. It can be very contagious. When your spirits are down, I say, you just don't know when another person's spirits are down. So I try to always say something uplifting to somebody else on purpose, and to let them know that they are beautiful, that they are not alone in their journey, that I hope today is the best day of their life and that they're living life like it's golden. And I really try to, speak blessings in people's lives, because I pray and hope that people are speaking blessings into my life. And there was a period not too long ago when I was really down. Sometimes, when you have a thing, when your symptoms are just out of control and you can't muster up the energy, or you can't do the things that you normally do, and you're trying to press through, and your mood goes from being really high to just dropping down really low. And one thing that kept me going, during those down times, was my husband kept me very much uplifted. And I just wanted to share that because it really helped in my situation. And when you are going through something, you just don't know, and how what you say or what you do can affect another person and help them get through their trial at that particular moment in time. And he fed me. He made sure that I ate. He wouldn't let me stay down. I had to walk around to just kind of help snap myself out of it. And I was like that for 2 days. On the third day, I still didn't have the energy, but I felt a lot better. And by the fourth day, I had, my brain had started to, feel better. Like, I didn't feel like I was having this mental breakdown. And I didn't feel like I was having a physical breakdown. When day one started, I was having a physical and a mental, literal breakdown. And when that happens, I don't know how to always deal with it, but staying uplifted really helped me. And, just saying that I will get through this when I get through this, and knowing that there were other people around me who supported me and helped a lot as well, while I was in that state. And, so I wrote a post about it, eat, don't be afraid to tell somebody where you're at, and, because they can help you. You need to sleep. Sleep is a very important thing. But I know there's such a thing as sleeping too much. So that's why having that person that, can kind of, you've been down too long, maybe we need to go take a walk outside, or let's just walk up and down the steps in the house. Let's get some movement going on. Can be very helpful. And, when you don't eat, your body becomes sluggish, and that can happen within a day. And when you're sluggish, your mind starts to not think clearly. And so it's important to eat. That's why I, said that my husband fed me. He made sure that I had nourishment. And that doesn't mean that I was overeating. just when it was time to eat, he made sure that I had some substance, some food. You know, I didn't go crazy with it, but I did eat. And it was hard. It wasn't easy to eat the food that he had prepared for me. I didn't want to eat. I didn't, I was literally like, felt like, just taking little small bites and, but it helped keep me nourished and moving around and staying physical. I'm blessed that I have children, so I'm able to, try to watch after them. So I'm up and moving around as much as I possibly can, but even sometimes then it's really hard to stay moving. So movement becomes very important because I run the risk that if I lay down, that I may not get back up. So, for a while. So I try not to stay in a slumber state as much as I can. So I keep moving, even if it's just walking from my room to the bathroom, to the front door, back to my room, back to the bathroom, to the front door, or just, walking up and down my steps on the outside, or walking up and down the steps on the inside of the house. Movement is key, and it has helped me sustain for me being down and down. Keep prayed up. Prayer is a powerful, wonderful thing, and it's okay to allow others to pray for you. Bring it before your church. Let the prayer warriors, let the elders of your church pray for you. It's nothing wrong with that. You need all the prayer. I think we need all the prayer we can do. We don't do prayer like we should do prayer, but prayer works. You got to pray for yourself, and it's okay to have others pray for you when you're in that state, when you're in that time. You need all the prayers and all of the support that you can get, because when you're in that state, one thing we do feel like is that we're alone, and we're not alone. We're not alone. So there's others that's gone through it, been through it, and I know when, sorry, my eyes get so watery, but I know when I'm going through, people don't like to listen when I'm going through. I've either had to already been through it, and people's like, oh, what? But I still have my down days. It's just as a fact as that. And you need to know that you're just not alone. And we have down days, where it just doesn't seem like everything is working the way that it should. So I tell you these things not to feel like you're doing something wrong, because everyone handles their down times differently. These are just the things that help me through this downtime, through this time. And I just pray that it helps somebody else. And it also lets you know that even though I pray, I go to church, I believe in God, I know He's a healer, and I always often ask myself, why do I go through these things, and why does it seem like it's still very prevalent in my life, and I think it could be that it's to help. We have to help one another. I don't have it all together all the time, and there are times that I'm just completely down, and when I get like that, I need all the rally and support that I can get, and to help get me through. I don't blame God for my condition. I don't blame Him at all. I know the devil would like me to blame God, but I don't blame Him for my condition, and I don't think you should blame God for your condition. But I think sometimes going through what we go through is also helps us to help somebody else who is going through, or who's, to show them that, it's a struggle, but it's doable. And it's a beautiful thing. And when you don't have, and you're not relapsed, and everything is well, that you can live a very normal, healthy life. And that's just my best thing, is that even though I go through, I still live a normal, healthy life. It has its challenges, and, being bipolar depressed is what my diagnosis is that I have bipolar depression. And I have more down days than I do have up days, but it's okay. you know, and I lead a normal life. I have children, I have a husband, and they try to help me and rally me through. I don't try to hide it from my family. I used to, and that used to just be more detrimental to the process and to the healing process. So I don't try to hide it from my family, but I let them know that it's a struggle and this is just probably not the best day for me, but, you know, we're going to make it through this. We can do this. It's doable. And in your situation, it's doable too. Whatever the diagnosis is, it's doable. You are not alone. You're not in this alone. And just being an encouragement to someone on a daily basis, just saying you got this, you can do this. You never know who's going through, when they're going through, and why they're going through. And so just to be on a very daily basis, like I said in the beginning, to be that encouragement is because you don't know what people are going through. And just to have that, my husband was encouraging me before he even realized that I was going through, it was a help. Going to work and having, doing my positive affirmations and have other people speak positively into my situation. They didn't know what I was going through. They didn't know I was having downtime. They didn't know I was secretly on the phone with my therapist and my psychiatrist trying to figure out why am I feeling this way, and should I go home? Should I admit myself to the hospital? Just what should I do? I don't know. Nobody knew I was feeling that way, but people were speaking into my life, and because it was relevant, because as they were speaking into my life, it didn't allow the negative thoughts that happen in my mind to manifest and to fester in my brain, and so I could take the positive energy that was being released out, and I was very willing to accept it in. And in the process, people was like, you know what, you got this, you can do this. And it made me say to myself, you got this, you can do this, and it was a very difficult time, very, very difficult indeed. But nobody knew what I was going through, but I was going through. And then finally, I just had to be honest and said, I may have to be admitted to the hospital. I don't really know, because it was just that much of a downtime. It was like almost a relapse. And very honest, I had my therapist, was calling me, making sure that I was well. My psychiatrist even called me to make sure I was well, and during the process. And luckily this time I didn't have to go to the hospital, and I was very fortunate. But that's why we should be an encouragement, because we just don't know. And the things that we can do while we are going through is, like I said, we need to eat, try to stay nourished, don't allow the body to become sluggish, and your mind to allow. And those negative thoughts come in when you are at your down time. And so we just have to stay uplifted and try to feed out, not feed in the negative, but just release it out and not let it enter. So I just hope this has been a blessing, and just know that we all go through, and we can still be a blessing to people without even knowing this situation. Nobody knew my situation, and it was okay. But these are things when you are going through that you can also do, is to eat, to sleep, to let somebody know what your situation is, where you're at, to have as many rally around you and support you as you can. So I just hope this is a blessing to you. Stay blessed, and, look at us on Symphony Reads. We have a lot of posts out there that helps people. www.symphonyreads.com. Be blessed.